Implementing social justice in education benefits students by improving student achievement and success and contributes to the betterment of society as a whole. Creating an inclusive and empowering learning environment can foster empathy, nurture global citizenship, and inspire future generations to strive for a more equitable and just world. Welcome to Teaching for Success. This is your host, Rosa. In today's episode, we will be looking at the role of parents or guardians in relation to social justice in education. We have become a society that is very materialistic and consumed by seeking after greener pastures to the extent that we've forgotten about the benefits of engaging in conversation with our children. What does engagement sound like and look like in your home? Is your conversation with your child only related to their academics and performance? Do you encourage your child to think critically or address various issues with a critical and inquiring mind? Or are you satisfied with just knowing that they're getting good grades in school, college, or university? What conversations do you have with your child that will foster empathy, empowerment, and guide them towards being a global citizen who's aware and cares about what is going on beyond their home, school, family, or nation? Growing up, we had every opportunity to know what was going on in our nation and the world at large, because when it was time for news, most parents would expect their children to sit quietly and listen in to news broadcasts on radio and or television if you had one. We only had one channel on television that started at about 5 p.m. and definitely no cable network. News was read in several languages, one broadcast after another, in Arabic, Swahili, English, French, Luo, and Luganda. You could not help but know what was going on around you because television was saturated with news broadcasts. Parents in the past, however busy they were, had time for their children. They had time to engage in deep conversations and serious conversations with their fellow adults, but at the same time, they expected their children to sit quietly in their immediate vicinity and listen for hours and hours on end. There were few landline phones, no cell phones, no internet, no social media, no DSTV or video consoles for entertainment. Adult discussions were an opportunity to learn about family, community, national and global issues. There was no escape even in the village. My grandfather was an avid listener of a radio station called Radio.2 that began with a song followed by tweeting birds and endless news broadcasts punctuated by scratchy noises when his radio tuned out. There were always opportunities to listen to what was going on around us. Today, parents are busy and so are students. If they're not studying, the only alternative appears to be binging on social media that has little information about important social issues. What can parents do to engage their children so that they have background knowledge of the world around them and opportunities to analyze social issues from a critical lens and become knowledgeable in social justice issues? Education begins at home and is not necessarily academic. Encourage your children, parents and guardians, to read hard copy or online newspapers. Let them see you reading them, then they will read them. When you turn on the news, encourage them to sit down and listen with you to the broadcast. Take time to discuss issues going on in their community, nation, and the world at large, and ask your children open-ended questions that generate discussion. Ask them about their opinions and give yours about these social justice issues that they hear. Encourage them to think of social justice initiatives that they can bring up at school for further discussion and to involve students in striving for equity and justice to better their communities, schools, and nation. Discussion should not just be about politics, but about issues that promote equality and eradicate prejudice, bias, and injustice. Let your children come up with solutions to these issues and learn to have healthy discussions. that result in them wanting to make changes to school policies that marginalize others and that are discriminatory. As parents, know that you have a crucial role in sparking off interest in social justice issues with your child. Model this by involving them in age-appropriate discussions that will promote their ability to think critically, and so that they will want to promote social justice in a practical way and grow up into empathetic adults who are willing and ready to make changes in society for a better world. These discussions can happen at any age. Kids are smart. The younger they are, their brains are little sponges. They're like little sponges ready to listen and to learn and to follow the example of their parents, to follow what you're modeling to them. They are age-appropriate social justice issues that you can bring to the attention of your children for discussion. I hope that you have gained insight as a parent about your role in encouraging your child to be aware of and address social justice issues. There is so much that you can teach your child and young adults as well, be you in secondary or tertiary, college or university. There is so much to learn that can help you make a difference in small ways, beginning from your home to school to your community, that can change the world, that can change your nation, that can change your community for better by preventing discrimination and prejudice and marginalization